Hello, this is episode 2 of Tim Gatto Reports. Remember, if you want to find this, just go on YouTube and enter TIMGATTO, Tim Gatto, and you should get the video. This is episode 2, and basically I'm going to give you a little background on why I do this. The reason I do this is because during the run-up to 2008 presidential election, I was an Obama supporter, and up to that point I had written 400 or 500 articles on politics, and I was a big Obama supporter. And when he said that he didn't take contributions from corporations, I went on the Center for Responsive Politics, and it's called opensecrets.org, and I checked to see if that was true, and I found out that one of his leading contributors was Goldman Sachs. Wow. I mean, that opened my eyes. In fact, I was so incensed that the next day I wrote an article saying that Obama says he doesn't take corporate donations, he's a liar. I mean, I could have rephrased it a little bit better, but like I said, I was a little bit incensed. So when I wrote that, I promptly got thrown off of every left to center, progressive website under the sun, and I had no place to write. So a friend of mine started this website called The Truth Zone, and it was popular for a while because a lot of people had gotten thrown off of alternative websites, and so that's what happened. So ever since then, I've had a bad taste in my mouth about the Democrats. I don't trust them. I don't trust them as much as I don't trust the Republicans. In fact, think about this. We have a country of 350-odd million people in the United States, more or less. And we have two political parties. Two political parties that represent over 300 million people. How can two political parties with 2 points of view possibly represent over 300 million people? Now, yeah, we have third parties. Okay, we have third parties. Really, we have third, fourth, fifth, sixth parties. But only two parties are large enough to get on the ballot in most states, and that's the Green Party and the Libertarians. Now, either one, the Green Party candidate or the Libertarian candidate, would be better than the Republican and Democrat we've got running today. Both of them which are certifiable maniacs. Donald Trump's a maniac, and I have to get into reasons why he just is. And Hillary Clinton is a maniac because she surrounded herself with neocons, and she bombed the crap out of Libya. She has fostered for a no-fly zone around Syria, which bring us in direct confrontation with the Russians. She helped, through her underlings, overthrow the government of Ukraine. She's constantly calling Russia out on the carpet. I mean, there's a million reasons why Hillary Clinton shouldn't be president. She shouldn't have been Secretary of State. She shouldn't have been governor of New York. She's a corporatist. She's bankrolled by the bankers and the oil and gas lobbyists. She will sign the TPP. She'll sign every other trade agreement that comes by her desk. She's a liar. 60% of the American people don't trust her, and there's a good reason for that. And that means that 2 out of 3 people don't trust Hillary Clinton. So why do we have these 2 people in the race? We have these 2 people in the race because the American people just aren't paying attention. This is why one reason I do these videos, to make the American people pay attention. To try to help them pay attention, should I say. I have some people that I look up to: Amy Goodman, Naomi Klein, Howard Zinn. I think his book, the History of the United States, should be taught in every school. And especially, believe it or not, George Carlin, who to me was not only a comedian but a philosopher, and he's probably affected me more than anybody else in the world. So with that being said, this is going to be a short podcast because I have things I have to do. Like I said, you can find my podcast at Tim Gatto on YouTube. Just put in Tim Gatto, Timgatto. This will be the second podcast, and I have another one for you I'm going to be working on tonight. It's going to be about how we are absolutely forcing the Russians into a war. And there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of different reasons, and I think it'd be very illuminating. It's going to cover more things than you've probably heard in the alternative media. One of my guests, Paul Craig Roberts, on my radio show, he said a lot of interesting things, and I talked to him quite a bit, and so I hope I have him on the show again to specifically talk about what we're doing to Russia. So that's about it for me, and I hope the sound comes out. I did another one this morning and the sound didn't come out, so we'll see what happens. So meanwhile, pass this on to your friends. I'll have more to come, and tomorrow we'll be talking about the Russians and what we're doing to Russia to force their hand, and how that'll play out. So that's about all I have for today. And if you do anything else in the world, try to leave it in a better place than you found it. Okay, that's it for me. Good night.